You can choose different activities in Ninh Binh whether you book a private tour or a group tour. Things like the ancient town, the bike ride through the rice fields, or the climb up the mountain steps. But for now, I'm going to focus on the river cruise and explain how it works. There's another river cruise option in Ninh Binh, and it's called Tam Coc, Tam, and then it's COC. And it's very different from the Trang An route you're seeing in this video. Tam Coc doesn't have caves like this. Instead, it's mostly open water with wide views of the mountains and rice fields. The scenery feels very different. It's brighter and more open because you're out in the valley instead of going in and out of caves. The mountains in Tam Coc are farther away, so you get more of a big landscape view rather than a close-up cliffs to see Trang An. The ride is also shorter, usually around 60 to 90 minutes, and it's a little bit more relaxed because you're not ducking under low ceilings. During the ride season, the rice fields in Tam Coc turns bright green or golden, and that's one of the main reasons people feel they should choose that route. The boats are similar, but the experience feels more like floating through a wide valley instead of a cave system. If you prefer open views, sunlight, and rice paddies, Tam Coc is usually the better choice. If you want caves, dramatic cliffs, and a more protected landscape, then this one, Trang An, is the most popular people recommend. Both are beautiful in different ways, but since the video is focused on Trang An, I just wanted to mention Tam Coc if you know there's another option depending on the style of scenery you prefer. You can take a day trip to Ninh Binh from Hanoi by booking either a private SUV tour or a group tour, which is a shuttle bus that fits about 10 to 15 people. We decided to do the private SUV option, but I'm going to cover both choices today because they're very similar. The biggest difference is that with a private tour, you can control your schedule except for lunch, which is usually fixed because the restaurant prepares for your arrival. On a private tour, the SUV can fit up to 6 guests, 3 in the middle row and 3 in the back, and your driver and your guide are in the front row. Our private tour costs $115 USD, which is approximately 2.9 million dong, and we booked it directly through our hotel. You can also book the group tour through your hotel. If you choose the group tour, it's usually about $75 per person, and the pickup time is scheduled since you are in a group tour. For private tours, you can choose between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. We picked 8 a.m. Most group tours pick up at 7 a.m. in the Hanoi Old Quarter. If you're staying outside the Hanoi Old Quarter, you can easily use Grab and come to one of the designated hotels or landmarks, and they'll pick you up there. Grabs are fairly cheap. They're usually $1 or $2, either by motorbike or by car. The drive from Hanoi to Ninh Binh is about 2 hours, and it's a smooth ride, so you can relax, nap, or just look out the window. There is one bathroom break on the way, usually at a small cafe where you can buy coffee, water, or a simple Vietnamese sandwich like a banh mi. If you like comfort, you might want to bring a small neck pillow, a light jacket, and a bottle of water, but you can also buy some drinks during the break. If you're on a private tour, you can leave all your things in the SUV for the whole day because it stays with you the entire time. Even on a group shuttle, you'll keep the same bus all day, so you can leave your backpack or extra items on your seat and just take your money with you. I'm not going into the full details of the whole day yet because this video is mainly about the river cruise, which is the highlight. But I want to give you a quick idea on how the day works so you know exactly what to expect before we get into the boat ride. Later in this video, I'll talk about other things you can do in Ninh Binh, like viewpoints, pagodas, and the lily pads. And at the very end, I'll explain the main differences between private tours and group tours so you can decide which one fits your style. For now, let's keep going with the flow of the day and get you ready for the river cruise part of the trip. Whether you book a private tour or a group tour, your river cruise ticket is already included, so you don't have to worry about buying anything on your own. If you decide not to join any tour and want to do everything yourself, you can still buy a ticket online or at the kiosk when you arrive. The price is usually around 120 to 250,000 dong, depending on the route and the season. When you get to the river area, you'll see a clear boarding zone where the boats line up and wait for you to enter with your group. Each boat is paddled by one local rower, and the boats are small but steady, with room for 4 to 6 people, depending on the group size. If you're in a private tour, your guide will help you find your boat and make sure your group stays together. If you're doing this on your own, you just follow the signs, show your ticket, and wait for the next available boat. Boarding is simple. You step down into a small platform, hold the railing, and the rower will steady the boat for you. Once you're seated, the ride starts right away and the river becomes quiet almost instantly as you move away from the dock. So now that you know how the ticketing and boarding works, let's get into the river cruise itself and what you can expect once you're in the water, as you can already see here. One of the biggest parts of the river cruise is the caves, and you're going to go through several of them on this route. The caves all look a little different, and some are longer, darker, or lower than others, which keeps the ride interesting. The ceilings can get really low in some spots, so you might have to duck your head, but the rowers know exactly how to guide the boat. When you enter a cave, the sound changes right away and it becomes quite quiet except for the water and the echo of the paddles. The temperature also drops a little inside the cave, which feels nice on a warm day. Even though you've already seen a few caves in the first part of this video, don't worry, there are more ahead, and each one has its own look and feeling. Some caves open up into wide, bright areas, and others stay narrow the whole way through, so the scenery keeps shifting. The rowers use their feet or hands to steer through the tight spots, and it's really impressive to watch how smooth they move the boat. Going from darkness back into the bright light is one of the best moments because the mountains and water suddenly appear